What is up, Renaissance crew? I am the original Renaissance man, Devon DaVinci, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Now, today I'm going to be getting back into our little list of scary movies for the month of October, or Spooktober, as so many people like to call it. I would like to try to record these videos with the cameras off, but because of the time that I record these videos, there's still going to be light coming through the window, so I probably won't get a chance to do anything spooky for you guys like that. But anyway, the video we're reacting to today is 14 horror stories animated, compilation from 2015. This is done by Llama Arts. They are the people that do a lot of the Let's Read's animated versions of the stories, and at least I believe that's where their stories come from. So we can't watch the entire thing because it's like 53 minutes and there's no way my camera's going to be able to last that long. So what I can do is we'll react to about 2 or 3 of these, and then maybe we can go back to these tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But let's go ahead and check this out and see what it has to offer. Hopefully we'll be able to get in maybe like 3 stories before it cuts off.
I was looking for a car to buy for my son for his 18th birthday. I was searching all the typical car websites, cars.com, eBay Motors. They were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal. About a week into my search, I found an '03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents, no damage, and good condition for only $3,500. This seems like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage. The seller lived about 10 miles from me, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out. The man sounded normal on the phone. He assured me that there were absolutely no problems with the car. He introduced himself as Bob. I brought along $3,500 in cash, even though...
Okay, that's strike one. If you ever encounter some goddamn person on Craigslist, first of all, you have to make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted when you're dealing with Craigslist, because... first of all, you never really know exactly if the product they have is going to be worth, you know, the effort in looking at it, because a lot of people will oversell themselves when it comes to what they're providing. Also, if a dude named Bob is trying to sell you a goddamn car, that's a sign right there to bail the hell out immediately, because everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but I would assume that if you're trying to do a business deal, I mean, you could at least try to throw a Robert at your boy. Don't try to throw no damn Bob. Like that. Bob sounds like a serial killer name. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible. I pulled up the dirt road to Bob's property about 15 minutes early. It was a tiny little house with a decent-sized property, only because I was a bit far from the nearest neighbors. The garage was open, so I walked over to see if anybody was inside, but except for an unusual amount of car parts, it was empty. The car was nowhere in sight. The only car on the property was an old pickup truck. I went over to the front door to check the house numbers. It was the right address. The doorbell button was missing, so I knocked on the front door. I knocked for exactly 5 minutes before deciding to give the man a call. So I dialed his number, and I heard the sound of a cell phone ringing from inside the house.
There's no car. Leave.
I was extremely confused at this point. Now I knew I had the right house. I didn't understand why, if he was home, why he wasn't answering.
The fuck you gotta understand?
I decided I had to take a peek through one of the windows to see if anybody was inside. Peering through the glass, I couldn't really see much as it was pretty dark inside the house. I saw a very old-fashioned dining room set, but across from that, I saw somebody standing at the back door of the house, staring outside. I figured that must have been Bob, so I knocked on the window, but he didn't even move. There was no gate or anything to the backyard. It was just a wide open yard, since this wasn't a rural area. I simply walked around the house to the backyard. I didn't understand how he couldn't hear me. When I got to the back door, I made a shocking realization. The figure standing by the door was a taxidermied human being. I ran straight back the way I came and back to my car. I looked up one last time before driving off. The blinds to the window I had peeked into had been shut, but I could see 2 of the blinds bent open. Somebody was at that window watching me. You can probably guess I had the gas pedal to the floor the whole way home. The whole situation still makes no sense. All the car parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry, the taxidermied human being. The fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man wasn't planning on selling me anything. And that also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door.
You guys want to know why black people, we have that stereotype of talking to the movie screen and stuff like that? It's because when we see stupid shit like this, and like it's just common sense, like there's no explanation for why it's happening, so we just hope that maybe we can break common sense and speak to the person in the screen, goddammit, because there's no reason why this person should have bothered going around the house to check at shit. He shouldn't have left the damn car. I mean, if you're going to try to buy a car from somebody and you go to the location y'all agree to and there's no car, then there's no sale. I'm out of there. Why the hell are you sitting here like wasting time trying to make sense out of it? Like there's nothing that needs to be made sense of. Only thing that needs to make sense of is why the hell are you still there? Go. Leave. There's no car, so I had to figure out what was going on.
I was on tour trying to find some really deep websites. I was in a chat room where people normally shared links to deeper websites and weird pictures and videos, commonly illegal pornography.
First red flag, you're on Tor. Anybody that doesn't know, Tor is a web browser for the deep web. If you want to know what the deep web is, I will have a video on that soon. Just know that because the video is going to be in October, there's a reason for that. The deep web ain't some shit you play with. Already fucking up.
Some guy named Vintage XXX posted a link without describing what it was.
Don't click on it.
I clicked on it, and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button. The video thumbnail was a dark room, only lit by a TV screen. Out of curiosity, I clicked play, and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background as lines of static slowly swam down the video screen. There was no seek bar on this video. Then, I noticed something slowly begin to emerge from behind the wall. It was a figure dressed in all black with some kind of black mask on as well. I started to suspect it was a jump scare video, and I thought I was right when the figure leaped out and ran to the screen in less than a second. It still got me, even though I was expecting it, but then it got strange. The person had their face in front of the screen, slowly moving around as if he could see me and was observing me. Then I heard a crackly, demonic voice say something. It came from the video. It repeated itself, and I could make the phrase out to be, "Ask me something." I was really confused. I tried typing something, but there was nowhere to enter text. Then he said, "No, not the keyboard. Say something." I felt my heart punch the inside of my chest as he said this. I opened my mouth and mumbled the words, "You can hear me?" It responded with, "Yes." I was uncomfortable now. I thought it was a video.
Can you hear me? Click the back button,
I pressed pause, but it didn't do anything. He said, "Don't try to leave. I want to talk."
Fuck that.
I tried moving the mouse to the exit button, but the mouse was frozen. In fact, none of the keys were responding on my keyboard.
That goddamn
There was a
power
long
outlet
moment of
wheels up.
silence before my webcam began flashing as if it were on, and
Power
my face
outlet.
popped up on the screen. "There, I got a picture of you now.
Dumbass.
Now just hang on while I get your address, and then we can meet." I started to panic, smashing every key on the keyboard, spazzing the mouse, but it did nothing. I had my finger on the power button, but it also didn't do anything. The computer...
This is when you have to out crazy the crazy. So what you do is you take your finger, you stick it right up your ass, and then you just start licking it like it's a lollipop, like, and just start saying weird shit like I like fairies, and then and hopefully it'll be enough to make the dude like click away, because I mean I'm guessing he's doing it to try to get a reaction out of you, and if he gets the wrong reaction, hopefully that'll be enough to, you know, turn him away from whatever it is he's planning to do to you and possibly your butthole. But
wouldn't turn off.
just...
The voice was saying crazy things like, "You're stuck here. I will find you. Don't even bother." I snatched the screwdriver sitting on my desk, unscrewed the 4 screws on the bottom of my laptop, and took out the battery.
And then just click off.
The computer finally turned off. I was gasping for air as if I just ran a marathon. My heart was pounding 5 times as fast as it should have. I have since left my laptop off after that, and have resorted to using my desktop as my main computer. I'm sure by now nothing will happen. He definitely didn't have enough time to get my address.
Someone's under your bed. Quick, stick your finger in your butthole. Did he do it?
It was very common for me to be home alone at night, as I only lived with my dad, and his shifts would constantly shift from days to nights. This happened around the time my dad was doing night shifts. I would stay up really late on these nights watching movies. It's always taken me a long time to fall asleep, so after turning off the TV to go to sleep, I probably laid there for a good half hour. Then, I heard a toy fall over in my toy closet. It was nothing too suspicious, but it still creeped me out. But then, the doorknob to my closet started to wiggle, until finally unlocking the door. I hid under my covers, not making a sound.
Yeah, that works.
It was strangely quiet for a good 2 minutes, so I finally peeked my head out of the covers. There was a figure standing next to my bed, looking down at me. I screamed at the top of my lungs and began hugging the wall behind me. The figure looked out the window and then just walked away out of the room. I stayed in that position for like an hour before checking if he was really gone. The front door was left wide open, so it seemed he had left. I didn't get a minute of sleep that night.
No shit. You shouldn't have slept at all. I don't even know what the hell I would have done. I probably would have left. Alright. Well, that's enough for this episode. We'll go ahead and get back into this when, tomorrow or the next video. Because sometimes I don't upload immediately after, like, day after day. But, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you share. Make sure you check out Llama Arts, because they have a ton of these different types of short videos as well as compilations. Yeah, this is... It's not making me scared per se. It's just... There's a lot of nonsensical, common sense protocol being broken in this video. And it's making me question whether or not I'm fucking up. Like, if I realized that someone was trying to come out of my closet and I'm in the room, then I'm out of the room. Like, I'm not in the room no more. That am I fucking up? Did everything I learned throughout my life lead me in the wrong direction? Like, are you supposed to just hide under the covers? Because apparently a lot of people do that, and I'm wondering why. Like, shouldn't you get the fuck out of there? When a guy sets up a damn Craigslist deal with you and you plan on buying a car from him, and then you get to the place that y'all agreed to and they don't have a car there, wouldn't common sense tell you to get the fuck out of there immediately? Why the hell are you trying to investigate? I'm just at a loss. But anyway, if you guys agree with me, leave it in the comments section. If you have any ideas that what you would do, and if you would do something different, leave that in the comment section. Just let me know whether or not I'm fucking up. Anyway, that's been this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I already said do all the good stuff. I'm the original Renaissance man, Devon DaVinci, and I'll be moving on. Hopefully I'll see you there. Deuces.